So folks, this one here is where we create a montage using the expert mode and using layers and layers masks. Click on File, put a new and blank file. In the blank file, ask for international paper and change from A6 to A5. And we're going to OK that. We're going to go into the expert mode, and the reason is in the quick mode we don't have layers, but in the expert mode we do have layers down at the bottom right. And the layers are important because we're going to use those. Okay, so the first thing that we're going to do is open an item. So whenever we go to File and Open, I'm navigating to my DVD and I'm opening an image called autumn.jpg. And you'll see that you have two tabs at the top. So we'll have our page and the image that we've just opened. And we want to bring that image into the page. To do that, we go to the Select menu in All, select an All, or Control A, and that gives you a set of marching ants around the image, which means the image is currently selected. We then have to copy the item. In order to copy the item, we cannot right click, we have to go to the Edit menu and Copy, or Control C. When we click on Copy, that item goes onto the clipboard, and you can copy once and paste in as many times as you want to onto other applications that support image formats. We're then going to go back to Untitled, and we're going to Edit and Paste or Control V, and that copy on the clipboard will come in. Now in this instance it's quite small, and if we click on the layer palette you'll see that you have a background image, which is the page, and you have a layer 1, which is the item that you've just pasted in. If I go to the Move tool, whilst I'm on layer 1, you'll see a set of handles appear on the item. And what that allows me to do is I can stretch it out. Now, stretching by the middle horizontal or middle vertical handles is not a good idea because you end up skewing and distorting your image, so I'm going to cancel that. If you go by corner handles, you'll see that the aspect ratio is maintained, therefore it's always in proportion. And I'm just going to resize that and confirm that by clicking the check mark. The size of the image doesn't fit the size of my page. So what I'm going to do is rotate the image round and rotate the page back. So if I go into the image menu and down to rotate, the top section is to do with the page rotation, which means everything will rotate, all the layers. The second section, on the other hand, is for specific layers. So if I clicked on rotate 90 degrees left on layer 1, it would only affect layer 1. So I'm going to come up here to the whole artwork rotation for 90 degrees right, and you'll see that everything has turned round by 90 degrees. I'm then going to go to rotate layer 90 degrees left, and you'll see that only the layer has rotated. And once I've got that rotated, I just need to resize that up so that I don't see any of the page in the background. So that's the background of my montage. So I'm going to go and open another image. Now, typically if you're creating a montage, it's a blend of 2 or 3 images. I'm going to go here for African lion. And all I'm looking to do is, whenever I bring that in, I'm looking to blend the two of them together to make it look as if the lion has been walking down this lovely autumn backdrop. So again, I'm going to select all, you get a set of marching ants, and we're going to edit and copy. So that overwrites the autumn.jpg that was on the clipboard previously. We then go to the Untitled and we edit and paste, and you'll see again that comes in pretty small. Okay, so I'm just going to upsize that slightly and move it over to where I want it to be. And you'll see the coloration's pretty good. So I'm going to confirm that. Again, don't be using the horizontal middle handles or the vertical middle handles. Always go with the corner. Now you'll see here that we have a background layer. We have a layer 1 and layer 2. So layer 2 is the topmost layer. Now I'm going to go to the eraser. This is what you guys would be used to. If I just make the brush larger there, and if I cut a bit off, with the eraser, once it's gone, therefore it cannot be brought back. So we're going to show you another method today where you can hide and unhide things. So I'm just going to undo the eraser on that layer 2, and this little icon that I'm hovering over at the minute is the quick mask icon. If I click that once, a little white thumbnail will appear to the right of layer 2, and it's currently highlighted with that blue box around it, and it has to be highlighted. Can't emphasize that enough, otherwise you mess up your image. So that layer mask thumbnail is where we're going to be painting the paint onto. The next thing I need to do is go to the brush tool and flip my colours over so that black is in the foreground. If white is in the foreground, you won't see any change, but if black is in the foreground, we will see something going on. Okay, so I would work with a brush that is suitable for the task. I'm just going to flip my colours over here. You'll see now whenever I start to brush that on, the black paint goes into the layer thumbnail, and that blackness acts as a mask. It hides the item. It does not delete. In order to bring that back, you can flip the colours over so that white is on top. If you think of black as negative and white as positive, okay, so you can see there I put on a little blob of white, it appears in the thumbnail, and my item starts to reappear. Now evidently my brush is too large, so I'm going to take it down in size. I'm going to zoom in a little bit with Ctrl+, and I'm going to flip my colours over again because I want to hide. And you'll see there that I can take out most of the background. What I'm aiming to do here is cut in pretty close to the lion and make it look as if he is naturally walking up that avenue. So these brushes here that I'm showing you at the minute are hard and soft brushes that are available by the brush default down in your options bar. In order for you to make it a harder brush, you need to hold down the shift and the right square bracket on your keyboard, and it will become slightly harder. I'm using shift left square bracket and shift right square bracket to harden and soften the edge of my brush. And you'll see there with a harder edge brush, now we're not going for 100% hard, we're going right up to the hardness, and then we're bringing it back by 1 to the left so that it's not 100% hard. And the reason for that is so that it doesn't look like a cardboard cutout. To resize your brushes, not using the brush defaults at the bottom, if you just use the left square bracket to make your brush smaller and the right square bracket to make your brush larger, you'll see there that you don't really have to go near the brush options at all.